Matt, I heard you brought home a new bundle of joy recently.
Yeah,
How's everyone sleeping?
they're sleeping fine because I'm not allowed to turn on the classic 30 when they're home. Yes, I actually did do a Black Friday purchase. I went on down to Victor Litz and got the Meteora HH because they had it for an insanely low price, brand new, and there was something about it that just sort of like it's like a little freak of nature, and I love it because of it. First of all, I don't have offsets. I don't have any offsets. I've got SGs. I've got Flying V. I've got my Les Pauls. I've got my Stratocaster. I've got a Telecaster, but I don't have an offset. So I looked at it, and it's a really wicked shape. It's very much based on the Jazzmaster. It was, from what I could tell, originally it started with the either the alternate universe series or the parallel
Yeah.
universe series,
Mm-hmm.
and it was basically a Jazzmaster with a tele electronics in it. Then they changed it, and they put in a pair of humbuckers. These are Fireball humbuckers, is what they're called,
They're made
and
by Fender.
they're made by Fender. They're not quite as wide range as the Fender wide range humbuckers that you can find in the Kingfish series. But first of all, humbuckers in a Fender is always it's weird, you know. I mean, it's like a single coil in a Gibson.
Well, I was
You
gonna say
don't.
you went out and got kind of
Yeah,
like the Les Paul of Fenders, almost like in a way. Like you
yeah,
you.
yeah.
But yeah, no, so tell me, so what's it
It,
sound like?
it's
You said it's less hot. It's got maybe more of a vintagey
it,
blues
it
rock
it
vibe to it.
it's kind of got a blues rock, but it's also got a little bit of punk in there. And the pickups actually remind me of the old T tops that I had in my Firebrand. They're hot, but they're not quite as gainy as
Okay.
a super distortion that you might find. But you can definitely, if you can't find yourself a Cobain signature Jag Stang, you could do worse than the Meteora. The one I got is the three-tone Sunburst. Beautiful burst. It is a gloss, I think polyester. At this point, fine. It's never gonna relic. Okay, fine. I mean, I
There's
suppose
gonna
I
be
could.
a market in 30 years of finally relic Meteoras from the 2020s
Yeah,
that
they'll be
you're
lightly
gonna miss
scuffed
out on.
because it'll be lightly scuffed because they are bulletproof. Finish isn't too bad. I mean, some like old gloss poly, can feel like a candy shell on it.
Mm-hmm.
But this, it doesn't feel too bad.
What's the neck like?
The neck, it uses the modern C, which is if you play pretty much any Strat that isn't one of their vintage series, you're going to get a modern C.
Mm-hmm.
What's weird is that it's not a 9.5-inch radius, it's a 12-inch radius,
Oh, nice.
which is what you would find on a Gibson. Again,
Yeah.
that's why it's a freak. You've got humbuckers and a Gibson radius on a Fender guitar.
It's got
Um,
25.5-inch scale.
exactly. So it's still a
So
25.5-inch scale, and it's got a Fender body. It
it
is
has stop tail bridge,
no, it has the
the
2-point trem.
vibrato.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has the original one had it was either a string through or it had stop tail on it. They went with the 2-point trem. I've got it floated. I think I've got it at about 3/8, which is what Fender specifies you really should have your float at. The pickups are actually really clear and articulate. They're not muddy at all. It does have the S1 switching, which basically is it's the split. Now, I've had it for less than a week. I'm not a big fan of the coil split.
Okay.
I think it leaves it sounding a little thin. I just keep it in full humbucker, dual
You're
coil.
you're a Les Paul
Um,
guy. It makes sense.
yeah, it has a really nice fat sound to it, and a lot of crunch in it, and it's very enjoyable. Like I said, if you're looking for punk, if you're looking for grunge, if you're looking
Where
for
you're hiding it?
alternative,
Where is it
um,
hiding in that room?
oh, it's over on.
It's a visual media. You want to show it to the camera?
Well, yeah, here,
Show
hang
it.
on.
Show it. Show us your stuff as you're
So yeah,
talking
I
about it.
mean,
Yeah, it's
obviously,
gorgeous. Look at that.
I mean, this is what you get. One of the things I like is the truth in advertising. In real life, it looks exactly like the catalog
Yeah.
porn pictures.
Again, the thing that's nice about offsets is the way they kind of balance themselves
Yeah.
because upper access isn't impacted by the horn. Or Andre Flood is his name? Yeah,
Andre
Andre
Flood,
Flood.
I think, would love this thing. You have complete and full access all the way down to the 21st fret.
And so there's
There's
that only
nothing.
you know, be dope. Those 24 frets. The
Is it 24?
no, I don't know. It'd be sweet if they
No,
were though.
no,
Two
no.
octaves.
If you want 24 frets from Fender, you're going to have to buy a Jackson. Large headstock.
The 70s headstock.
The 70s headstock.
Do you have
They
vintage tuners or locking tuners?
locking tuners. Although I'm tempted to pick up some vintage for these. I kind of like the old fashioned 70s look on it. But Fender, they've started putting locking tuners on everything. I guess they've at this point figure doesn't cost that much more. You might as well give people a feeling that you're getting a bargain.
$20 upgrade, and they can keep ramming it down Gibson's throat that their stuff stays in tune better. Hey, we have locking tuners.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Oh, it doesn't have a blade switch. It uses
Good. Yeah, the classic three-way.
the three-way toggle. Again, that's those on
Gibson-y.
Gibsons. So
Well,
it
I'm not gonna have you take it apart. I wonder if that has the 3-point connection inside or it's the box inside. I'm curious how they wired that. But next time
I'm
when you take it apart at some point, I'm curious on what's
I'm
inside.
loath to do that. From what I
Yeah.
understand, it's pretty packed in tight down there. The routes are really tight.
Okay.
Fit and finish. This is really good. My only problem is that the output jack is a bit
Okay.
stiff. It takes a little bit of pressure to get the jack in there. But if that's your biggest problem, then congratulations, you don't really have any
Well,
problems.
I'd rather the cable have a harder time coming out than just
Exactly.
falling out endlessly and having problems. Well, good. Congrats. I'm glad you're enjoying it already. It sounds like you don't have buyer's remorse, which is always my concern. It's like, oh, I wasn't sure if I wanted that, but no, it's cool. It's always nice when something like say, strikes your fancy, and then you can make it come true with a great deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Congrats. I hope.
this
Yeah.
was the test I used. I use on whether or not to get like a guitar. Is it screaming at me? And this one, it kind of really was. I mean, it's like,
Good.
especially at the insane price, the Black Friday price, and as stated, right now Fender is trying to clear out all of its back stock,
Well, cool. So if
and
you can't find that Hello Kitty guitar, go check out the Meteora at a great value. You'll probably like it better because it's a
yeah, you
better guitar.
probably will. You'll have more fun with it,
Less fiddling, more
more playing.
playing.